Hey everybody, we are going to get started in just a minute, so as always, please let me know when you're here so I know that people are watching and I'm not just talking to myself. And as soon as we get a few people, we can get started. Let's see. All right, a little less of a lag this time too. Awesome. Mike, hi. Jim, hi. Johnny, hey. Oh, good. I'm so glad to see people starting to come in. Hey guys, how are you? Hi, and Tom from Malibu. I'm happy to report that it was sunny and 80 degrees in Cleveland finally. Yeah, Jermaine, happy HBO Max launch day. Peter, Scott, Christopher, hi. Hey, everybody. Hey, Martin, good to see you. I'm having some microphone difficulties tonight, so I'm sorry if I keep adjusting it. It keeps moving around on me. Hey everybody, I'm interested to know, has anyone tried out HBO Max yet? Is anyone using it? And what are you watching? NYC wants to know how my day was. It was really good. Thank you so much for asking. I had a pretty busy day. There was lots of news going on today, but a really good day. Thank you. And Richard, my Memorial Day weekend, also very good. Not a lot going on. I mostly stayed home. But yeah, it was really nice, really good weather in Cleveland, so I got to spend some time outside. Hey everybody. Donald, no HBO Max yet. Is anyone using it? I'm doing a free trial right now. I have just been watching a couple of the originals, and so far so good. I really like the interface on HBO Max. Watching The Big Bang Theory. Yeah, I didn't even realize that was going to be on there. I'm sure I wrote about it at some point, but I completely forgot. Peter says lots of good stuff. Haven't been able to play with it yet. Yeah, so much good content on HBO Max. I'm really impressed. Yeah, getting some questions about why it's not available on Roku or Amazon. I'll actually have a post up tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, hopefully, about why HBO Max is not yet available on Roku or Amazon. The short version of the story is just that they haven't come to a deal yet, but they're working on it. But I have asked for statements from all of them, so I'll get a post up tomorrow morning with a little bit more detail, but that's the short answer. My video is looking super dark tonight too. I'm not sure what's going on. I can never catch a break when I'm doing a video. Sorry about that, guys. CJ, hi, I'm good. How are you doing tonight? Had a really good day today. Really was looking forward to this Q&A. Looking forward to spending some time watching HBO Max. Scott is watching Looney Tunes and Doctor Who. Yeah, so I've only ever caught a couple episodes of Doctor Who, but that one is definitely on my list. I'm looking to get into that a little bit more. Brett is watching Studio Ghibli. Yeah, very cool. Crunchyroll's on there too for anime fans. Donald says, please update anything you know regarding Quibby. That is a very interesting question you've got. Yeah, so Quibby I don't think is doing so hot right now. It looks like investors are asking for different payment plans, that maybe they're not super happy with the performance of Quibby right now. There is not a lot of great news, but one good piece of information and something I've been meaning to post about all day long today is that Quibby now offers AirPlay support. So if you have a Apple TV, you can cast content from Quibby onto your TV now, which is awesome. NYC says there's a possibility they could strike a deal with Roku in the next few weeks. To be honest, I would be surprised if it even took a few weeks. I would not be surprised at all to see a deal go through even next week. Alan wants to know what happened to Luke. Yes, Luke was the guy before me who was in Texas. Luke was my old boss at Cord Cutters News. He sold the company months ago, and he chose to leave at that time, but I stuck around. I worked with Luke for a year full-time, and before that I was freelancing for him. So after he chose to leave, I stuck around, and I'm covering the news now and doing these weekly Q&As. Alan says you will have to rescan your locals in Las Vegas. Yeah, ATSC 3.0 has launched in Las Vegas, and always just a good idea for everybody to rescan every once in a while and just see if you can get any additional channels. Bob says, I need to find cheaper internet. Any ideas? I'm paying $50 now, but goes up every year. Yeah, so the thing is, it will just depend on your location. You can Google to see what the options are in your area, and then just kind of check prices. Adrian says, does HBO Max have a free trial? Yes, we actually have a post going up about that too, but the short answer is yes, they do have a week-long free trial. You can go over to their website, it's just hbomax.com, and sign up there. NYC says, Luke has a channel called Guy Reviews where he's doing some new ventures, new format, but the same lovable Luke. Yeah, I saw he just did a video on why you should not buy a Ford Expedition, I think was his video. So yeah, he is, I think, having a good time, just kind of doing his own thing now. Carlton says, on T-Mobile plan, Quibby is free for the family plan. Yeah, that's the thing too. Quibby might not be for everybody, but if you can get it for free, why not? Jim also lives in Ohio, where it's been 90 degrees 3 days in a row. Yeah, I think it got up to 85 today, but really nice. I was appreciating it even though I was stuck inside working all day. Ron says YouTube TV with HBO Max app is having issues logging in through the authentication gateway on Android phones. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people just kind of having issues with HBO Max login today. I think it's just sort of something that's going to have to get worked out within these first few days or couple weeks after launching. I think it's pretty normal to see problems like that coming up right away. So yeah, we see that all the time whenever a streaming service launches, that there's always just sort of some kinks to work out. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. It seems like they're really on top of it and trying to get things resolved. Richard says, what you need for ATSC 3.0 is a tuner to decrypt the signal. Yeah, so Philip has actually been doing a lot of really good, helpful posts about ATSC 3.0. Also, right here on our YouTube channel, he did a video recently about things that you should know about ATSC 3.0 or Next Gen TV. So check out that video if you're looking for more information. You can also email us. Just go over to the website and click on the Contact Us button if you have any specific questions. We will try to answer them, or we will just do a full post about it. Mickey says, I was wondering, will Psych the Movie be on the Peacock streaming service? I know that Psych the Movie 2 is a Peacock exclusive, so will they add the Psych Movie 1? I am not completely sure, to be honest. I do think I remember seeing that name pop up, but I'm not sure. There's been a lot going on with different services adding new content. I will look into it though. I'll see what I can do. We can hopefully do an updated post about the content coming to Peacock. Dawn is here for the news. Yeah, I am happy to be here. So any questions that you have, ask away. I will do my best to answer them. I actually just got an email from Roku with their statement about how they do not yet have HBO Max distribution deals yet, but hopefully they will soon. And Steven says, is HBO Max available on Roku? Not yet. However, if you have Hulu or YouTube TV, you can get HBO Max through either one of those services and then log in with that. Tom wants me to get a 400-gallon aquarium for my background. I know my couch is a little boring, and my bookshelf back here, you can see a little red gnome up on the bookshelf that my cousins made for me. I don't know. Makes me happy. Yeah, sorry guys. It's just the background, but I feel like we're just having a nice little chat in my living room, so I'm okay with it if you are. Eric says, maybe Cord Cutters News can write a story as to why regular HBO and HBO Max are two separate add-ons with YouTube TV. They both have live HBO channels. That is a great question. I do know that people with HBO Now, that's automatically switching over to HBO Max. Yeah, I don't know why they have the two separate channels, but then again, it's AT&T. I never know what they're doing or why they have 7,000 different services, so hard to say. Dennis says, watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on HBO Max. That's awesome. I met with people from HBO Max on Friday, and as they were walking me through a demo of the service, they kept going back to the Fresh Prince page, so I think they must be fans of it over there as well. All right, any other questions? John says it's $14.99 a month on YouTube TV for HBO and HBO Max package. Yeah, that's how much you'll pay for a subscription to. They had a deal for a discounted price when you pre-ordered. It was $11.99 a month for the first year, but that ended last night or early this morning. Bob says, put a big screen with an Aquarium screensaver behind you. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll work on it, guys, I promise. Colin wants to know what I think of HBO Max. You know, I haven't gotten a chance to play with it too much. I was working all day, so haven't really gotten a chance to do a whole lot with it yet, but I do like it. Whenever they showed me the demo, I was really impressed with the interface. It felt like it took some of the best qualities of Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus, combined them all, and made a really user-friendly service. So I'm a fan so far, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that they don't run into the same problem as Disney Plus, where they had a couple of really good shows, and then after you watch them, there wasn't a whole lot of reason to stick around. I'm hoping that HBO Max does not fall into the same trap, but I'm curious what you guys think. Thomas says, if you have certain AT&T plans, you can get it for free up to a year or forever. Yeah, we actually have a post over on the site. Let me grab that for you guys real quick. If I can think of the right words to search for it, you would think it would be a little easier. However, let me just search for HBO Max free and see if we can find it there. Oh, here's a good post. I completely forgot I had written this one. Are you eligible for free HBO? Let me just paste that in the comments here real quick. All right. Derek says, Hulu seems to be diluting as NBC is putting out their own streaming service. Yeah, I think that's a problem that a lot of these bigger services are running into, is that with so much content leaving to go to these specialized services, the bigger services like Hulu, like YouTube TV, are losing some content. I think that's a really good point, and it's worth thinking about. So then it's a matter of which networks do you care about enough to subscribe to their service. I don't know. It is getting a little ridiculous, but I guess we'll just see what happens. John says whoops. Let me scroll back up. HBO Max on Roku, disappointed. I signed up with them directly thinking they'll be on Roku for the $11.99 deal. John, yeah, I heard a lot of people saying the same thing, and I'm sorry to hear that. I will say, though, it sure sounds like HBO Max and Roku are trying really hard to come to an agreement. So hopefully that happens soon, and we can all watch HBO Max on Roku and on Amazon TV. So we will keep you updated for sure. Tim says, hey Jess, I watched part of the Max original Love Life with Anna Kendrick. Didn't like the narrator's voice, but love Anna. She is so cute. Tim, yeah, Anna Kendrick is one of my favorites. I like her a lot too, and I actually watched that first episode just before we started. Yeah, I'm a fan. The narrator's voice doesn't bother me a whole lot, but I think it's a really cute story, so I'm with you. I like that one. Blackworm says, I can't sign up for Hulu Max. They don't allow non-US credit cards or PayPal. Huge problem they need to fix. Yeah, it would be great if they accepted PayPal. I'm surprised they don't, to be honest. I didn't really think about it, just put my credit card info in. But yeah, that's definitely something that they should do, and if I get a chance to talk to them, I will recommend that. But I'm sorry to hear that you can't use it in the meantime. My suggestion for you would be, if you want to use it, if you have access to Hulu or YouTube TV, you can sign up for through either one of those, sorry. There's lots of talk of the Roku Aquarium screensaver. I love that. Yeah, someday, guys, I'll get a big screen behind me and we'll just change the background every time. Brett wants to know if HBO Max is getting South Park, will Hulu drop it? To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't know what that licensing agreement looks like. I would say that after the licensing agreement runs out, that it probably would leave Hulu, but I can't confirm that. I'm not sure. Bill says CBS All Access started it, NBC saw it worked, so they did it too. Yeah, I agree. I think that all of the networks are kind of catching on that this is a moneymaker, so we shall see. Blackworm, yeah, I hope that works for you. So if you have either Hulu or YouTube TV, you can subscribe to HBO Max through those. So that would be my recommendation. Jermaine says, now we know why HBO Max couldn't launch earlier. They were still working on deals. Yeah, and to be honest, guys, whenever I talked to HBO Max people on Friday, they were still trying to get the service ready for viewers. So I think it was really like a down-to-the-wire thing. After talking to them, I understand why they couldn't launch early. They just were legitimately not ready to launch yet. But I'm glad that they waited. I think that they probably did a good job of cleaning things up and getting things ready. They wanted to make sure all of the content was in place. And yeah, they were really trying to get those deals made down to the last minute. So I'm feeling for everybody involved, but hopefully they can get those agreements in place ASAP. Colin says, Jess, has Warner Media said if they will add content for the Ellen DeGeneres show as it is distributed by Warner Television? You know, I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything recently, but there was a point whenever, let me see if I can find that post, where Ellen was promoting the service. Yeah, they made a deal with her for original content, and let me grab that post for you real quick. They made a deal with Ellen for original content, so I would assume that her talk show content would be in there too. Also, has anyone watched the Ellen DeGeneres game show that's been on? I love it so much. Michael wants to know how often HBO Max will release new episodes for originals. I believe that they're doing a weekly schedule, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me actually make a note. And I will look into that, or I will just email them and ask. And we'll get a post up about that soon. Peter says, I hate Warner Media, but I like what they're doing with HBO Max. Whoops, sorry. Microphone difficulties again. My microphone keeps wanting to just flop over, and that's not especially helpful when we are trying to do a live stream here. Yeah, I'm a big fan of what they're doing with HBO Max too. I think they did a good job of designing it. Love the content that they're adding. And hopefully these originals will be good too. I know that coronavirus really got in the way of filming some of those originals. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else they have coming out. Jason says, my HBO Now is not HBO Max. Will it turn into it today? I'm waiting on it. It should. I'm wondering if you have to maybe sign out and sign back in. You might even have to uninstall and reinstall the app. I know that happens sometimes. But yeah, it should switch over unless you're using it on a Roku or on an Amazon Fire TV. If you're doing that, it's going to stay HBO Now until they come to some kind of agreement. Is there any website you recommend for searching where particular movies and TV shows are showing online? They seem to all be hit or miss. I would suggest, I do need a new microphone holder, Eric, you're not wrong. I would suggest Just Watch. That is the one that I use most often myself. And whoops. My microphone's getting in the way of my keyboard. There we go. Just Watch is great. I've used it a ton, and from what I've seen, it's been pretty accurate, so that should work. I do actually have a microphone holder. I know I keep talking about the microphone. It's just, I don't know. It's bugging me today. I have the holder, but there's a piece missing, I think. I'll get this all figured out sooner or later, unless maybe I'll just keep doing this every week. Keeps us all entertained. All right. Bill says, I'm waiting for Peacock. Yeah, I'm interested to see what that's like. If anyone has access to it early, let us know. But the rest of us will be waiting until July 15th. But yeah, I'm interested too, just to see what it's like. CJ, thank you for being here. I'm sorry you have to get back to work, but thanks for coming to hang out with us for a while. Alan says, what about 4K HDR content on HBO Max? Yeah, actually, Philip is writing a post about that right now as we speak. We were just messaging back and forth about that. Yeah, we have gotten a statement from HBO about that, and it sounds like they are working on it, but they are not quite there yet. But yeah, we can expect that sometime down the road. I don't have an exact date, unfortunately, but it's definitely on their radar. John says, is it going to be on Roku? Yeah, I've mentioned this a couple of times, but they are planning to be on Roku and Amazon Fire TV, but no deals have been made just yet. They are working on it, and we will have a full post about that tomorrow. Mickey says, I just pre-ordered Amazon Fire Tablet HD 8 Plus. Do you think by the second week of June, HBO Max could reach an agreement with Amazon for Fire TV and Fire tablets? Let me think here. By the second week of June, I would say yes. Maybe I'm just being optimistic. I am known for being a little too optimistic sometimes. I feel like, yeah, they're I know for a fact that they are working on making those agreements. I would not be at all surprised if it happened before the second week of June, so fingers crossed, but we do not have any confirmation of exactly when those deals will go through. But I would say sooner rather than later would be my best guess. Tom says, any more news on low orbit satellite services? No, I actually haven't heard anything in a minute. Probably not since the last time that I posted, and I know we talked about it a little bit over here. I also mentioned it in a cord cutting wrap up weekly video that I made a couple weeks ago. I have not heard anything else since then, but I'll definitely keep an eye out for any new information. So we'll post as soon as we hear anything. Mickey says the Batman movies on HBO Max are not 4K. They have 4K UHD Blu-ray versions. Why not also on HBO Max? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure why they don't have 4K yet on HBO Max, but currently no content on HBO Max is 4K Ultra High Def. They are working on it, and that's coming later, but as of now, they just don't have that capability on the app. All right, Chris says, on my Apple TV, the HBO Now app did change over to HBO Max this morning. That's really good to know. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, the HBO Now app should change over, but like I said, if you're using HBO Now on a Roku or an Amazon Fire device, that's why it hasn't switched over, because until that deal is made, you're going to be stuck with HBO Now. Derek says FCC is in contention regarding one low orbit satellite company due to high latency. That's interesting. I don't think I had read that. Is that a recent thing? Maybe I missed some news. Sorry about that, guys. Vladimir says, HBO Max won't work with Amazon because they are competition. HBO Max might strike a deal with Roku. I know that they are working on both. I don't know how far along in negotiations they are, but they are working on it, which makes sense. I think mutually beneficial. HBO Max would love to reach Amazon customers, and I think Amazon would like to be able to talk about how they have HBO Max available on their devices. John, have a great night. Thank you so much for being here. Always good to see you. Derek, yeah, thank you. I don't think that you can post links in the chat, but if you could email me, that would be fantastic. If you go over to quirkittersnews.com and click on the Contact Us button, if you send any emails there, they come straight to me. So if you could email me that link, I would really appreciate it. Tim says TiVo tweeted that they are upgrading their algorithm to get the full HBO Max catalog into the TiVo Stream app. That's interesting. I'll have to let Philip know about that and get him hopefully to write a post about it. That would be awesome. Thank you, Tim. Jermaine says, oh, I hope we won't have to pay $4 more for 4K when it's available. Cough, cough, Netflix. Yeah, hopefully not. I don't think that that's their plan. From what I understand, they're planning on just making that available to everybody on the app. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about charging more, but I know that 4K is definitely on their roadmap. Derek, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Paul says, if you have Hulu with Live or YouTube TV, you can add HBO Max to it and it will work on any device. Yep, that is true. That is the workaround for now. Jerry says, I have HBO Max on YouTube TV and I share YouTube TV with 4 members. When family member signs on the HBO Max app with a TV subscriber, the app requires my personal YouTube TV login and password. Family can't use their own ID. That's interesting. I wonder why that is. So they must just go with the account owner. That's really interesting, Jerry. Thank you for pointing that out. And actually, let me make a note about that. Yeah, that's really interesting. I think that a lot of people, it seems like they're having issues with YouTube TV and HBO Max pairing together. So I wonder if that's something that's going to be worked out or just the way that it's going to be. That's, not great. Yeah, so Jerry also says, I share my Amazon Prime subscription with family. Excuse me. Since I do, each family member can log into Prime Video using their own login credentials. And I think that's the way it's supposed to be. Sorry for the loud motorcycle outside of my apartment. Chris says, I think HBO is planning on getting rid of HBO Now. Yeah, it sure seems like it. I don't think that they've confirmed that they're getting rid of it just yet, but they are transferring it over to HBO Max. So I'm wondering if it's just a matter of making sure that all of those HBO Now distribution partners turn into HBO Max partners, and then they could transition it over fully. I'm not sure. I won't be surprised if HBO Now kind of disappears, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I just got an email. HBO Max is here. They are a few hours too late with that news. Manny, yeah, I think that's going to be a deal breaker for a lot of people. We'll have to spread that news to Quirketers news readers. I had no idea that that was an issue that people were dealing with. Interesting. All right. Any other questions? It doesn't have to be about HBO Max either. I know it's launch day. We're all very excited. But if you have any other questions, we can cover all kinds of things tonight. Thomas says HBO Max does have DC. You just have to scroll down to a menu that says HBO. Yeah, they have something else, sections of hubs, where whenever you scroll down, and I think this is the same thing that Disney Plus does, if you scroll until you see all of the names of all of the different brands in their individual ovals, you can click on any of them and go straight to a hub for that channel where you can find its content. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, DC is one of them. Paul says, I have no problems with HBO Max on my YouTube TV. They also gave me regular HBO along with it, as long as I keep HBO Max. Yeah, that's another thing too. You'll get a feed of a live HBO channels. Jerry, yeah, I don't blame you for not wanting to share your YouTube TV password with your kids. That makes sense. It's very interesting that they would only take the login from the account manager. Interesting. Kyle wants to know if I've tried Quibby. Yes, I signed up for that 90-day free trial that they were offering. And to be honest, I've opened it twice. I think it's not for me. I think that Quibby is very much geared toward younger people. And not that I'm old, but I'm just not super interested in most of the content that Quibby has. And the whole quick bite thing, I don't think is really for me. I would rather sit down and get into a half-hour-long show than just a 5-minute clip. So Quibby is not for me, and it seems like they're having some trouble gaining traction, but we shall see. A lot of money was invested in Quibby, so we'll see if they can do something to bring it back. Binging Star Trek Discovery Season 9, I think is what you're saying, on Amazon Prime on my Fire Stick suddenly started pointing me to Philo or BBC for certain episodes. Is anything going on there? It might be something funny with licensing. I'm not sure, but that's very interesting. I've not heard of that happening, but it could just be for that one specific show. I'm not sure. I hate to say it, but if they keep doing that, it might be something where they want you to get a BBC subscription just to watch certain seasons. But you said it's only specific episodes. That's really interesting. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm sorry. I would say contact customer support for Amazon Prime. And if you can't reach them through email, I would go over to social media and try to get them there. I would post even on Twitter, I think is probably one of the best options, and ask for an answer there. Their customer support is usually pretty good on social media. Mickey says, between HBO Max and Disney Plus and Netflix, which do you think has the most content for the money? I love the value. HBO Max is good for me. I think it's better versus Netflix. I think it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for just quantity of content, I would say Netflix. If you are a parent with young kids especially, I would say Disney Plus is a good option. But HBO Max really has that premium content. And something that they really pushed when I talked to them was that they are a streaming service for the whole family. They really want to grow with a family, so they have stuff for preschoolers all the way up to adults. There's really something for everyone, and their parental controls are very good. So the kid profiles are locked down. You can't search for adult content. You can't just happen to come across it whenever you're browsing content. I think it's really good. So, I don't know, maybe it's because it just launched and I'm excited about it, but I would say HBO Max is a really good service for the money, and maybe it's also because I've had Netflix forever. I feel like I've watched everything on Netflix, even though that's not true. So HBO Max is really working for me right now. Tim says, oldest daughter is 20 years old. She did not like Quibby. Not sure who is supposed to like it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I get the concept of maybe young adults, teenagers, only wanting to sit and watch something for 5 minutes at a time, but I don't know. I think maybe it could have worked in theory, but I think they really invested so many resources into Quibby, and I just don't think it's paying off for them, which is a shame. Thomas says, which service is better, Hulu, Netflix, or HBO Max? Just depends on what you're looking for. I think that Hulu and Netflix have a good variety. HBO Max is obviously more targeted with their HBO content and then their content partners. But I would say, personally, my plan would be to switch from one to another and not be subscribed to all three at the same time, but just kind of make your way through all three of them, watch what you want to watch, and then move on to the next. Donald says, Quibby says their target demo is 25 to 35 with an anticipated 7-year spillover on each end. That's really interesting. I don't know that I heard that. Yeah, I'm right in that age range, and it was not for me. I'm interested, though, if any of you are using Quibby or tried Quibby, what do you think? Do you like it? Did you delete it already? Paul says, listen to what I'm saying. Quibby is not going to succeed. It will fail. I promise you it will fail. I don't think that any of us can say that for sure. I think that people have invested so much in it that they will do what they can to save it, but I don't have a great feeling. Aaron says, Jess, one of the movies I saw in the catalog for HBO Max is Detective Pikachu. Fun. I saw that in other movies for HBO Now last month because they had a free movies collection. Yeah, I think that was one of the things they did to kind of get some interest built. Cool, Detective Pikachu. That was a pretty new movie. I was scrolling through today and saw a lot of like rom-coms that I'll probably end up watching. Crazy Rich Asians was on there. I think that's a good one. Pretty new too. I think that that's something that HBO Now, or HBO Max, really has going for them, is that they do just have such a great collection of movies to choose from. I think that people are going to be very interested in that. Chris wants to know if there are any details on Discovery's new streaming service. I haven't heard anything recently other than the last time we posted, but definitely keeping an eye out for that. They keep talking about it, but I don't know if they ever gave a date, so we'll definitely have to keep looking into it. Javier had the 90-day free trial of Quibby, already uninstalled it, just could not do it. Yeah, I think a lot of people are in the same boat. I've been kind of keeping an eye out on Twitter and saw a lot of people saying the same thing. HBO Max, yes, it is available on YouTube TV. You can use YouTube TV to sign in to HBO Max. Bob says Pluto TV is awesome. MST 3000 on most of the time. That's awesome. Do they have a dedicated channel for that still? I think they did for a while. Yeah, very cool. Love Pluto TV. For those of you who haven't tried it, that's a free streaming service with just an absolute ton of content. Darren says, is Quibby still only on the app? Yes, you can only watch it on mobile, but they did just add AirPlay support, so if you have an Apple device, you can cast it to your TV. Mickey says, I love the horror movies like Nightmare on Elm Street, has Scooby-Doo and DC series. Love it all being on one platform, Adult Swim, Crunchyroll, Studio Ghibli. Yeah, so much good content. They really went all out with 10,000 hours of content at launch, which is kind of amazing. Jermaine says, just waiting for YouTube TV to get the Viacom channels, and then I will be happy. Yeah, hopefully you won't have to wait much longer. They said sometime this summer. All right, guys, any other questions? What's on your mind? Or tell me what you're watching. I want to hear all of it. I'm scrolling through to see what else is going on today. Over on the blog. Brett says, do you think Pluto TV will air Spacex on Saturday? No, I don't think so, although I'm not 100% sure. They are airing it over on YouTube or on the Spacex website. That was where they were airing it today. Unfortunately, the launch didn't happen because of weather. But yeah, you should be able to watch it on YouTube or on the Spacex website on Saturday. We'll do another post about how to watch also. PB says, if this was answered, I apologize. We set up family sharing on YouTube TV, so we're always signed in with one sign-in. 2 adults, though, so you might have something different with kids. Yeah, I wonder if that would make a difference for signing into HBO Max. That's interesting. Yeah, there might be some kind of workaround. I'm not sure what's going on with YouTube TV and HBO Max right now. That's strange. Christopher is watching Homecoming Season 2 on Amazon Prime. That is one that I have not watched yet, but it looks really good. Jermaine says, I wish I could watch my Apple TV shows on my TV. I don't have an Apple TV, and I don't like watching shows on my iPad. Jermaine, have you downloaded the Apple TV app? what kind of streaming device do you use? Do you have a Roku, Amazon, Fire TV? I have the Apple TV app on my Roku TV, and I can watch all of my shows through that. So that is what I would recommend to you. Alan says Pluto needs some more channels. They have been adding things pretty consistently, but it's a lot of smaller channels, so I think they have a ton of content. Thomas says hopefully Roku reaches a deal soon. Yeah, I hope so too. And like I said, I won't be surprised if that happens even within the next week. We'll obviously be keeping an eye out, but yeah, hopefully soon. Deborah says there was an article that said there's a new Hulu user interface for Android. What about Roku? Yeah, so the Hulu thing, that came out for iOS last year, came out for Android today. So I'm assuming that they're bringing it to other devices. Not completely sure, but we will definitely keep an eye out. They don't let us know about any of that in advance, unfortunately. We got an email and posted about it immediately today, but it's a very last minute thing whenever we hear about those. Donald says, I'm a boomer, and in my opinion, Quibby reeks of a boomer's idea of what young people would want. Super arrogant, too. Yeah, I completely agree. I think that they tried very hard to say that kids these days have short attention spans. They only want to watch things on their phone. I don't know that they put the work in to find out exactly what would work and how it would work, and that may have been their downfall. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Quibby. Quibby is kind of a mystery to me. Bob says Pluto has over 250 channels. Yeah, just a ton of content. Brett, yeah, Tosh.0 is a great show to binge watch on Pluto. I love that they do dedicated channels where they'll just take one show and do a 24/7 channel for that show. If you like it, it's nice to have on in the background sometimes. I do that a lot. I just like having noise around me at all times. Thomas wants to know what streaming devices I use. I have in my living room, a Roku TV with an Amazon Fire Stick attached. I have an Apple TV somewhere packed in a box, but it's an older version, so it's not compatible with most apps. I need to upgrade my Apple TV. And then in my bedroom, I have a Fire TV with a Roku Premiere attached. I don't have any Android TVs yet, but I'm working on it. So yeah, that's what I use. I just kind of flip back and forth between all of them. Darren says Crackle has some pretty good content. Yeah, they just announced their lineup for June. They have 2 new originals, a couple of exclusive movies, and then the whole slate of movies coming in June. Kimberly, hello. How is Oklahoma? Jermaine says I watch the MTV Challenge channel. Yeah, I love those dedicated channels. Polly says, I can't believe HBO Max does not have 4K. It's like 2014 all over again. Yeah, I know they're working on it. They really wanted to have 4K ready, but just not quite yet. Christopher, yeah, I completely agree. Anyone who's been around for a while knows about my disdain for the Apple TV remote. I'm not a fan. Maybe that's what's been holding me back from buying a new version. Also, I'm kind of holding out hope that Apple will come out with a new Apple TV device soon, and maybe I'll just wait until a new one comes out. Bill says that the Decades TV binge watch this weekend is Matlock. That's cool. If anyone wants to watch Matlock, look for Decades TV in your area. Thomas says, can I hook up an Android TV device to my Roku TV? Yeah, definitely. Yep, you can hook up a Amazon Fire TV, an Android TV, any devices you want. They should all work. Lily says, what is Quibby? I hear a lot of YouTube podcasters clowning it and saying it's trash. I won't say it's trash. I think that maybe there are some people who it works well for, but Quibby is short for Quick Bites. It is a mobile-first we'll say mobile first now instead of mobile only, a mobile first streaming service where everything is just in 5 to 10 minute long chunks. So they have movies that are split up into 5 to 10 minute chapters, and then they have TV shows that are only 5 to 10 minutes per episode. The whole point is that you can watch something in between other activities. And unfortunately for them, I think it was really designed for people who are on the go, people who are commuting, people like kids who are in school and in between activities want to watch something. And then quarantine started and people had more time at home in front of their TV. So now they have made Quibby available to cast on Apple devices. Mickey says, will all the CW shows come to HBO Max, and will the show Swamp Thing and DC's Harley Quinn get added to HBO Max? I'm not sure exactly when those things will be added. I think that there are some licensing issues with some of the DC shows, so we will wait and see, but I would imagine it's just a licensing issue. Peter says, any news on more horror channels like Shudder? No, I have actually not heard of anything, and I'm kind of surprised. I've wondered about that before, why more people aren't trying to make streaming services for horror movies and things. Seems like there aren't a lot available, and that would be a good niche area for someone to get into. Jacob says, what's the word on HBO Max not being on Fire Stick? I'll have a post up early tomorrow morning to dive into this a bit with statements from Amazon, Roku, and HBO. I think I have all three at this point. Basically, they're working on it, but they haven't come to an agreement yet. Christopher wants to know thoughts on the TiVo 4K streaming device. My thought would be to go over to our YouTube channel, where you are right now. Philip did a review on the TiVo 4K streaming device, so I would check that out. He has some good info over there. Derek says Tom's Guide has an article about a 2020 Apple TV. Yeah, I think it's all just rumors for now. Unfortunately, I don't think we have anything confirmed. Oh, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I'm sorry, I was misreading what you were writing. I was reading that as D59, and I didn't know what I was reading for a second. My fault, sorry. It's been a long day. I say that every week. Paul is watching Frasier on Hulu. Nice. I love going back and watching those comfort shows sometimes. Eric has some information for you about CW. He says some CW TV shows will stay on Netflix. Batwoman will be on HBO Max. Nancy Drew on CBS All Access. That is tough whenever a network splits up shows like that, but once again, it is just some licensing stuff that is hard to understand sometimes. Darren says, if you love action movies, Amazon Prime is a place for you. Darren, have you watched the Jack Ryan series with John Krasinski? That is one of my favorites. Thomas says, I'm hearing some rumors that the next Google Chromecast could have a remote. Thomas, we've heard those same rumors. We have a post over on quirkitorsnews.com. I think Philip wrote that one, and we have seen some kind of insider info where there is a remote design that we are assuming is for that Chromecast. So yeah, I would expect to see that for sure. Travis wants to know if there's any word on when the Apple TV is supposed to be released. We keep hearing rumors that it's going to come out sometime this year, and I would say probably in the fall would be my best guess, but nothing confirmed. Mickey says, I tried to talk to Amazon Live Chat about when HBO Max would come to Fire TV and Fire tablets and got nothing. Did you get a statement from them? I can't remember if I got a statement. I definitely emailed them and asked. I was going to try to go through my email, and that's going to take way too long. I will do what I can to get a statement from them if I don't have one already. I have lost track of what people have told me and what they haven't, but I can tell you that they are working on it. We do not have a date confirmed yet. It sounds to me like they might be closer with Roku than they are with Amazon. But, hang on just a second. Okay, I do have a statement from Amazon. So look for that post tomorrow morning. I will have statements from Roku, Amazon, and HBO Max about what's going on. But yeah, they're working on it, but that's all we know for now. Tim says Jack Ryan is an amazing show. Yep, one of my favorites. It's on Amazon Prime if anyone's interested. Derek says his best guess is September. Is that for the Apple TV? Yeah, I would say sometime in the fall. That would be my guess. John says Doom Portal is on HBO Max, Season 2 coming in June. Alright guys, just a few more minutes and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. So if you have any questions, now is the time. We've done a lot of talking about HBO Max today. I think that it seems like you guys have been really interested in it. I know I have been. I think that's the one I've been looking forward to the most that has been released recently. Eric, yeah, that makes sense. Since the CW is owned by CBS and Warner Media, shows are either produced by CBS or Warner Brothers. This explains why some new shows will go to HBO Max or CBS All Access. Yeah, a little frustrating for the subscribers and the viewers, but that makes sense. You guys were all commenting about my mug last time. I reached out to Luke and asked him to send me backups just in case I mess up and break my mug. I don't know why my camera just went out of focus. Oh, there we go. Darren says, what do you think about Vidgo? I think that it's a good idea. I have not had the best luck with Vidgo. I like the idea of their social watching feature. I think it works best on mobile, and I think that's my problem. I don't like watching things on my phone. I prefer to watch on my TV or even on the computer, and I think that's why I haven't had the best luck with Vidgo, but I like it in theory, and it's definitely an affordable option, which is great. PB says, good thing we get HBO Max through Hulu. No problem so far. I am happy to hear that. Indy, I'm not sure about that service. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Jason says you can sign up for Hulu, for HBO Max with Google Pay, and I assume Apple in-app purchase. Yep, that sounds right. It should be available for iOS and Android users. Alright guys, I think that we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So I just want to say thank you all for being here. Once again, happy HBO Max launch day. If you have any other questions that we didn't get answered, like I said before, you can email us. Just head over to quirkitorsnews.com, click on that contact us button. All of your emails come straight to me, so I will see them and hopefully I can get back to you. I will be here again next week. In the meantime, look for some videos from Philip coming up this week, and check out quirkitorsnews.com tomorrow for some new posts. All right, I will see you all next week. Have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye.